Hi everyone, my name is Evan and today I'm going to be doing a quick video as a follow-up to my previous one on the Linux distribution, Ubuntu distribution. I'm going to be doing a quick video on the Windows 10 operating system to compare. So as I've already mentioned, or as I've already mentioned in my last video, the Linux operating system is open source and there are many distributions that are all different in their features and their appearance. Windows, on the other hand, features one experience that is pretty much standard across all devices running Windows. So this is the newest version of Windows. Previously there was Windows 8, Windows 8.1, and then 10, and then prior to that there was Windows 7, and then there was Vista and XP. So essentially this basically takes what this operating system does is it takes a lot of what was good about reliability with Windows 7 and it adds some of the cool new features with Windows 8, and it combines them together into Windows 10, because Windows 8 actually was not that user-friendly and a lot of people did not care for it. So this provides a happy medium. So this is the desktop of my Windows 10 system. It is composed of the Start menu, which is the main control center. Also, you have a taskbar on the bottom with access to icons, and you also have your notification center over here, or the notifications at the bottom here. And then this is the Action Center, which brings access to various notifications that pop up that want your attention. So the Start menu is kind of your core place, your jumping off point to get to anything. If you're looking for all your programs, they're all stored in the Start menu. You can also now have this live tiles kind of thing. There's a calendar, there's a lot of these are default apps. There's a email app, there's weather, there's various browsers, there's different programs that I've pinned to my Start menu. And of course you have live tiles which change, like this picture of my dog, it popped up, and these are pictures from Balboa Park, etc. So, and then there's also this thing called Cortana. Cortana is this new personal assistant that is Microsoft's kind of attempt at an AI. And basically, Cortana you can either access it there, or what I like to do is click down here at the bottom, and you can type to search. So as it shows you, it says it can remind you to do various things. It can show you movie times, it can set timers, it can do whatever you need to. Kind of like Apple's Siri and Google's Google Assistant. So it's very handy in that regard. I mostly just use Cortana for doing searches of my computer, and I don't really use her for much else beyond that, because it's a really handy way to find programs and various files that are stored on a system. So anyhow, let's go into a little bit more of the Start menu. So the Windows operating system has this main thing called the Settings, the Settings app, which provides all kinds of controls, access to all kinds of controls for your device. As we can see on the screen here, we have system settings, device settings, accounts, update and security, links to your phone if you want to link your phone, internet connections, backgrounds under personalization, access to your applications. Again, this is kind of your total control center kind of for the whole system. Now, the most important thing here, I think, is probably update and security, because Windows, because it is a bigger platform than Linux, is more susceptible to attacks, and they constantly release updates. Microsoft constantly releases updates that allow the operating system to be updated and to patch any security issues. So this is where you would come to update it. It's called Windows Update. You can click check for updates. I'll just do it really quick, even though it said it already checked today. You can change the hours, the scheduling, when it happens, different things. There's all kinds of things. Windows has so many great features and options. It's really, really provides a lot more control than I think Linux does. We'd also do, as you saw in Linux, there was a terminal. This is called, in Windows, this is called command prompt, and there are various commands that you can access right here. I'm actually not that familiar with a lot of the Windows commands, so I won't do any, but this is how you would access it right here. Also, there's this new thing which was just released in the April Windows 10 update. It's called, we had a task queue before, but this is kind of called a timeline, and it kind of shows what's running in the background. And also, you can, if I had more apps open, they would pop up here in the thing, and it's kind of like a app switcher like you would have on a mobile device. So I think that's kind of what Microsoft has done with Windows 10. It's also kind of bridged the gap between mobile devices and desktop computers and trying to all kind of keep them on the same platform. So in addition, Windows has this program called File Explorer, which I have in the dock, or not the dock, I'm sorry, the taskbar, and also in my start menu. So I'm going to click from the start menu. You can also add different shortcuts there to make it easier. And what this does is, this is your file management system. Windows uses by default a file system called NTFS, which stands for New Technology File System, and it basically provides encryption, and it also more efficiently organizes your or stores your files and organizes them as compared to older file allocation tables or FAT systems did. So this is basically an overview of kind of your whole core hard drive in your computer that's storing your operating system and everything, which is like what I'll bring up this PC thing. So you have your OS, you have your recovery, and then you have your libraries, which allow you to access your desktop documents, downloads, music, pictures, videos, and 3D objects by default. So, and basically you can go through, like, I have my pictures that I've taken, and they're on my computer here. And this basically provides access, and what this program is doing is it's reading this from the hard drive, and it is displaying this on my monitor for me to see. Also, there are many recovery options. There's also ways to manage your hardware within your device. The most common one is called Device Manager, which is a really handy thing to do if you're trying to troubleshoot hardware problems, because the operating system by default will let you know if there is an issue. So you have access to all these different things. You have system devices. There's plenty of, there's access to USB buses on here. There's all kinds of different things. There's processors, the sound and audio and game drivers. They're all here, and it shows you if there's an issue that will be marked with a corresponding exclamation point, I believe, if there's an error or some kind of issue that needs to be resolved. So anyhow, that is Device Manager. Also, another standard thing with Windows, you have the recycle bin, which is kind of like the trash, which is on Mac OS and Linux as well. And then the default browser for my Windows 10 is Microsoft Edge. Personally, I use Chrome because I find it to be faster and less resource intensive. But I'll bring it up really quick. The Microsoft Edge browser comes in Windows 10 and is it's pretty optimized for the system, for the operating system, and it does the same thing as you would see with, with your, Chrome or Firefox, or whichever browser you prefer, and then it shows you news stories, etc. So weather, all kinds of things. So that's Microsoft Edge. So there's also many other options. There's tons of options. You can also download applications from what's called the Windows Store, and that is I showed you the Ubuntu store, and this is the Windows Store, which is way more comprehensive, has way more options for things you can buy, because this is a larger platform, as I mentioned before. So this is kind of a cool new thing that's been added to Windows. So anyhow, I think this is a quick I just wanted to give you guys a quick overview of the Windows 10 operating system when compared to the Linux Ubuntu distribution. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks.